What's an SFW Google search that unexpectedly turned NSFW? I couldn't remember the name for the clothes divers wear, so I tried Googling full bodysuit. Got a load of BDSM latex clothes.
The little strip of skin that connects your tongue to the bottom of your mouth is called a frenulum. Males have a second and additional frenulum elsewhere on their bodies. Edit. The number of people who have responded with, "Not a doctor," warms my heart.
I was looking for padded stools for a classroom and searched soft stools. Very different.
When the Pokemon X came out, search for Pokemon X videos, never doing that again.
About a decade ago, me and my friends at school typed in our first names plus.com and landed on a porn site. We did not expect that and we quickly closed it out of embarrassment.
When my sister was 9 years old, she wanted to find a website about fun girly things. She typed in girls.com into the school computer, in the late 90s, and got porn instead.
I was trying to find a picture of a guy in a bathing suit for a school project. Don't ask, I don't even remember what the project was, and one picture that showed up the guy just had his whole dick out. Literally, that was the first time I had ever seen a penis.
When I was about 10, I tried to make my desktop background posters from a Vin Diesel movie that was out at the time. 30.
Five Nights at Freddy's fan art.
Wanting to translate amateur into German.
This reminds me of a time at work. My boss had lived his whole life in a very small town and lacked an understanding of the world outside his. Great guy, smart guy, just not worldly by any stretch. Three of us were arguing about the best way to tune concrete vibrators on a specific casting form when he says the answer will be on the manufacturer's website. Me and the other engineer went back to arguing our points to each other when we hear a gurgled gasp. We look over and see the boss has typed vibrator into a search engine and is horrified by what is now populated on his screen. We were kicked out of the office because we couldn't stop laughing. A few months later, a search filter was put on the company network.
Back in 1998, when word of a live-action X-Men movie was coming out, I got super excited because I was a huge X-Men comics and cartoon fan. I was a sheltered 13 to 14-year-old and new to the internet. Imagine my horror watching the slow dial-up of Xmen.com and not seeing my familiar mutant heroes. If anyone is curious, Xmenthymovie.com was the actual website I was looking for.
Beaver College. They had to change its name. Now Arcadia University.
I heard a song on the radio that I liked and I only heard the singer's second name. I knew it was an old song and just Googled 80s Bush. Took me a couple of seconds to make sense of the results. I got Tears of Joy, It was Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush.
I was visiting my girlfriend's, now wife, family across the country. We went to a zoo and saw a particular animal that was interesting. I wanted to show her mum the animal and proceeded to Google pregnant naked mole rats with her eyeing the computer screen.
Your name the hedgehog.
Squirt. I was literally thinking about water gun squirt, but it came up as something else.
I had a coworker who made a comment about how she looks like a villain from a kid's cartoon that I was not familiar with, so she told me to Google the character. I did, and we were looking at my phone together. I was like, yeah, you do look like her, and as I scrolled down there was some NSFW fan art of that character. I quickly closed it out and turned off my phone, but we both saw it. It was obviously an innocent mistake, but being at work in a corporate office setting, I probably could have gotten in some trouble with HR if it was reported.
I work with water utilities. I once did a Google image search for manhole.
Wasn't unexpected, but our 9-year-old boy had a cyst on his testicle, so without consulting me, my wife naively Googled, young boy's testicle. After she told me, I spent the next couple of days waiting for a knock on the door.
Pokemon Gardevoir.
A coworker was once trying to find a stock image of an office worker to then Photoshop our friend's face on, since that fried had missed a fun team photo. Well, she Googled office worker on knees and was horrified by the results.
Degloved. It's not about taking a glove off.
Air Force jets. When I was young, I loved Air Force jets and was making a collage in Ms. Word, so I was Googling Air Force jets and one result had something about a bombshell getting banged. That's a weird way to say something gets blown up with a bomb, so I clicked the link. Yeah.
I wanted to use the little algebraic X symbol in a report for work. I hate searching through the list of symbols in Ms. Word, so I googled curvy Latin X and got some saucy results.
So as a kid we went to the computer lab so they could teach all of us how to use the internet and search engines. This was early 2000s and Google among others were still pretty new things. Well, they start by giving us this long talk about explaining how these things work and that we can search anything on this very specific list they gave us. The teacher was talking about how all the girls should search American Girl. Well, I thought that was unfair that they can search for American Girl but us boys couldn't search American Boy, so being curious I typed it in to see if it existed. Well, it was porn.
Back in school during graphics design we got one of the kids to Google Granny gets a cream pie. Never seen someone's face turn to pure fear so fast.
I was using image search to get an image of a crocodile, Krokodil, in German. And instead I found NSFW pictures of open skin because apparently it's also a Russian street drug with horrible side effects.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Blue waffle, why is that a thing?
Back in like elementary school, whitehouse.com.
It's dickssportinggoods.com, do not search just dicks.com.
Zelda.com back in the early internet days. As I recall it was all about Aussie close-ups.
Name of any female anime character.
Asparagus. Searched this when I was a kid and it ended up being photos of women with asparagus in their vaginas rolling on the floor laughing.
Minecraft skins.
I used DuckDuckGo to search a photo of a red bird for reference while I was coloring. Searching red bird for some reason pulled up an entire page of redheaded porn actresses performing their tasks. I refreshed it and got the normal birds that I was looking for, and I'm still confused about what happened.
Wanted to buy a pearl necklace for my wife.
I did an innocent Google image search looking for a Big Lebowski gif of the scene where Walter says beep amateurs. It did not return the results I was looking for.
First time I ever saw porn is when I was like 12 years old and was literally looking up tech support for a Lego game. Was searching through a forum for some help on why the game wasn't loading when one of those pop ads for porn appeared.
Was looking for a piece of artwork of Venom done by some Tumblr person. Stumbled upon the monster beep.
In high school, my geography teacher was talking about weather patterns in a certain region, particularly how warm air rises on the front of a pressure system. He Googled frontal uplifts on his PC, which was linked to the projector.
My Hero Academia, Jade and Animations, or anyone else that's hide on the Rule 34 list.
I was enjoying DDLC before it all went to beep and I looked up Yuri Edit. I at first thought it was a popular mod, and well, a year later here we are.
I was looking for a book I had as a little girl, called They Bought Her a Pony. I couldn't remember the exact title and what I searched was, She Wanted a Pony, two very, very, very different stories.
My Little Pony.
About 15 years ago I was trying to find an image for an average rainfall chart. I typed in average, and accidentally hit enter before I put in the rest of the phrase, and the top result was a photo captioned, average looking girl with big breasts. The photo was exactly as described. This was in middle school.
Whitehouse.com used to be something much different.
I was trying to tell an overclever joke where I needed to know how a little girl in ancient Rome would cry out for her mom. So I Googled Latin mommy, and learned that it's the term they use for Latina MILF porn.
It was 2002 I think. Typed White House. Com and unexpectedly was met with nude girls and porn staring at my face. Back then the official site was White House. Government.
Search engines ruin the fun these days. I miss random unexpected NSFW content from innocent searches.
Was looking for reference pictures of Nani from Lilo and Stitch and well, yikes.
Squirts cream, which is whipped cream in British.
My son had to do a second grade report on cougars.
A few years ago I tried to Google voice search Gmail. Since the similarities plus English is not my native language, I ended up searching Shemale. That was when I discovered what that word meant in English, and yes, it was full of porn.
Ducks don't ask.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to subscribe to upvote for the best quality content every day.